All righty, welcome back. Let's get right to it. Hall of Fame quarterback, 9-time Pro Bowler, and a Seattle native, Warren Moon, joining us on 95.7 The Game. How you doing, Warren? What's going on?
I am doing great, gentlemen. Looking forward to this game tonight. How you guys doing?
Yeah, we are also. And, gosh, I have a lot to ask you. I want to ask you, first of all, how desperate do you think the Seahawks are going to be tonight?
I mean, I don't know if desperate is the right word, but there's definitely a lot of concern because they have not played well the last, say, 3 out of 4 weeks, and they need a win against this divisional opponent. And San Francisco's on top of the division right now. If they have any chance of even catching them to win the division, they're going to have to win this game tonight with only, I think, 3 more left after this. So this is a big game for them, no question about it. They have it at home, but, home field hasn't been as great to them this year as you would think. So that they need to get this thing turned around and play well tonight.
Warren, you're my favorite quarterback of all time. You're in the Hall of Fame. When you heard the news that Jimmy Garoppolo was going down, here comes Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. I personally thought, okay, it may be over. The Niners got a great defense, but can they really pull this thing off? Can you share with us where you're at now after what you've seen from Brock Purdy in only like 7 quarters, Warren?
Well, I was very happy to see how he played the last couple of ball games, and this is a offense that isn't as much quarterback relied on as some other offenses. So I think that helps him. Like you said, they have a great defense, so they're not going to allow a whole lot of points. They run the ball pretty well, especially now that they have Christian McCaffrey. That's going to help their running game. It hurts that Deebo Samuel's not in there right now because he really helps their running game as well. But, Brock has really done what's needed in this offense, and that's not have any negative plays. He's moved around well enough and found open receivers and even has a big strike down the football field. So the thing for him is going to be, can he continue doing this? Because whenever a backup sometimes comes in, they can be disastrous, or sometimes they can come in and they can set the world on fire for a week or so. But once teams start to figure you out, then that's when we find out if the proof is in the pudding or not, and that's why you are a backup. So we'll see how it transpires as we go forward. But right now he's off to a great start, and it doesn't do nothing but help his confidence. It also helps the confidence of the team in him.
Warren Moon joining us on 95.7 The Game. He's a Hall of Famer, Seattle native. Let me ask you this, Warren. We had you on right after the 49ers had brought Jimmy Garoppolo back. And I'm pretty sure, to characterize you right, you thought, that's a little strange to have him
weird
over Trey Lance's shoulder. I think I'm characterizing that fairly. But let me ask you, how do you think the quarterback situation has played out here? They started Trey Lance, somebody who had very little college experience, and it was 1 AA. Then they go to Jimmy Garoppolo, who's been to 2 NFC championship games in the last 3 years. He's kind of a safety valve, but one of the reasons they got rid of him is because... And then they go to Brock Purdy, who played 4 years of college, and he looks like this player. Did the 49ers start the best quarterback on their roster this year?
Well, they started who they thought was the best quarterback as far as their ability was concerned. That's why they drafted Trey Lance that high in the draft, because of his ability, his physical ability, and they felt like he was an intelligent enough guy as well. His big drawback was he didn't have a lot of starts under his belt in college and didn't have a lot of experience. But they thought, again, because this offense doesn't rely as much on the quarterback as some of the other offenses in this league, that they could bring him along. Remember, he had been in the system for a year prior to his rookie year, and he got a chance to play a little bit during his rookie season. I think he played 4 or 5 games at some point during those seasons. So he did have a little bit of experience of playing, but then he gets hurt. And I just thought the whole thing was weird, bringing Jimmy back to have a young guy starting ahead of him, and everything that you named about what Jimmy's done over the last few years, to have him over the shoulder of a young guy. But it worked out where, unfortunately, Trey got hurt. Jimmy was there, so he moved right in, and they just went on and had a nice little even flow to him. But now, with him being hurt and Brock coming in, they didn't know this about Brock when the season first started. I guarantee you. I think he's just gotten better as the season has gone along. He's been in the system. He's been able to learn week in and week out. He didn't start playing to week 15 of the season or something like that. So he had a lot of time to really learn the system and learn what it's all about to be a pro, which is when most rookies usually come in if they're going to play in their first year. So it's all worked out well for the 49ers so far as we've gotten this far into the season, but it has been a really unusual season, especially at the quarterback position, one of the most important positions in football, the way it's turned out for the 49ers.
Warren, I'm kind of conflicted. I know the Niners got a good defense, and I was telling my partner and the listeners, they be getting a good whistle. I saw Mahomes come in here, and it was like 4th of July. We saw Tom Brady throw a bomb. It got called back. The Saints had some long plays called back. If you were running the show, how would you attack this great Niner defense?
Wow, that's a good question. I know they play a lot of zone, and you just have to really be patient, but their front four doesn't allow you to be that patient. But the thing you have to do as a quarterback is make your decisions quick, get the ball out of your hands, and hopefully your receivers make some good runs after the catch, because they're not going to allow a lot of big plays unless you can catch them in man coverage. I think if you can catch them in man, their corners are or guys that can be beat in man-for-man coverage, but they do play enough zone that it protects them back there. So the main thing is the quarterback's got to make his decisions quick, get the ball out of his hands, and hopefully his receivers make good runs after the catch. And you definitely have to try and run the football on them. They're one of the top rush defenses in the league, so that's going to be a tough task, but you've got to be able to run the ball on them to keep them honest a little bit. Otherwise, that front four will kill you.
Warren Moon joining us on 95.7 The Game. When you step up to the line of scrimmage as a quarterback and you start assessing where all the defensive players are, you played against great players, obviously. I'm just thinking, when Nick Bosa is on the other side, would he be the first guy you want to know where he's at? Or do you take a mental snapshot of the field as a whole and then whittle it down to try to figure out what the opponent's trying to do?
If we feel like our tackles aren't able to handle Nick Bosa at the beginning of the game, say the first 3 or 4 series, then we'll adjust and maybe have a tight end over there a little bit more, maybe have a back chip on him or something like that. But if we feel like he's holding up pretty well, we're just going to go ahead with our same looking at the front seven and going off of what the front seven is shifted into, whether it's a running play, because you're trying to get your best run plays against whatever front they're in, or pass plays. You just want to make sure you get your best protection. But if you're having trouble with a particular guy, then you have to make adjustments that way to take care of him.
Warren, let me ask you this, because I've been hearing this around the league. You're watching a great comeback story in Geno Smith. You guys are staring the playoffs in the face. You lost the last 3 or 4. And I'm hearing, Dak Prescott, Mahomes, also Allen. Since week 8, they've thrown some interceptions. When you hear a quarterback's not seeing it, to me on my couch, I'm thinking, okay, those are just the defenders. Can you kind of break down what that means when a quarterback is not seeing the field?
It's not always that. Sometimes it's the quarterback's not seeing the field, but I think all these guys you just talked about, I think they see the field, but they also have tremendous confidence in their arms that they can get throws in there. And you look at a couple of interceptions I think that Dak had a few weeks ago where, his one receiver was supposed to go over the top of the other one, and he didn't, and Dak throws the ball thinking that that's going to happen, and he gets it picked off. There's balls that get tipped in the air sometimes by his receiver, and those get picked off. And then sometimes you just think you can fit one in there because your arm is good enough. So it's not always about not seeing the field, but if you're having trouble in throwing into coverage, that's something that can definitely be coached out of you or looked at on tape and say, okay, I got fooled there, or I should have never threw the football there. But when it comes down to those ones where you're just trying to fit them in because of your arm and your confidence in that, you have to come back and say, look, I can't try that anymore because it got me in trouble.
Every once in a while, you realize how impactful athletes can be. I just got a text from my buddy, Warren. Warren Moon broke my heart in the 70s. He played a great game in the Rose Bowl and beat my Michigan team led by Rick Leach. He was at Washington. He was unreal. Say hello to my buddy Dan Daly, who remembers you that way, Warren.
Well, tell Dan hello and happy holidays. And I'm sorry we had to win that one, but that was a dream of mine to play in the Rose Bowl, having grown up in Los Angeles and watching that game as a kid all my life. And to get a chance to play against the mighty Michigan Wolverines and upset them as we were 17-point underdogs, it was one of the highlights of my football career.
Warren, we'll get you out
broke his heart, Warren. A kid.
Hey, Warren, we'll get you out of here on this one. Like I said, you guys are staring the playoffs in the face. What's your gut tell you about tonight? I know no Debo for the Niners. Are you feeling good up there?
You know, you can't feel good going against this Niner team the way they're playing. I mean, their defense is lights out. They finally gave up some points in the second half last week, I guess for the first time in about a month and a half or something like that. And you know, with the young quarterback Brock Purdy, and they're playing well. We don't know if he's going to play tonight or not. I guess he's got an injury coming into the game.
He is going to play, yes.
He is going to play?
Yes, sir.
So he's a little banged up, so we'll just see what happens with him and how he's able to perform, especially on the road, you know, with this crowd and the noise and everything that goes along with it. So the crowd is going to have to bring that energy tonight and get behind this team, because we haven't stopped the run very well in the last 3 or 4 weeks, and that's been part of the reason why we've lost these football games. So we've got to play better defense, stop the run, and then got to score some points against this defense somehow. But you can't feel good going against one of the better teams in the league. You got to feel like we got great respect for them, but I think we know we can beat them.
Warren, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and look forward to catching up with you sometime.
All right, guys. Take care, and happy holidays to you.
Yes.